We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Chris Richardson Show, currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, obviously not the result you wanted against Concord on Saturday, but talk about the game and kind of some of the takeaways.
Yeah, we really lost the game at the end of the first half. It was a great game for about the first 17, 18 minutes, and then we kind of lost our way at the end of the first half. And credit to Concord, they put us away the second half. They made shots. They moved the ball really well. They tightened up a little bit defensively. We were able to exploit some things they were doing defensively early in the game, and we just weren't able to consistently do that in the second half, and then we couldn't stop them. We just could not stop them in the second half. So we got to get better defensively. That's where it starts for us. That's where it's always started for this team, and we're going to work on that. We have been working on it. I know the guys will respond.
And over these last 4 games, you guys have been a really good second-half team. I believe you scored 44 points or more in each of the last 4 games in the second half. What's clicked for you guys after halftime?
I just think we get more comfortable with how teams are playing us. You know, you never know exactly what teams are going to try to do to you. For instance, Concord, they'd shown a lot of drop against the ball screen to get a little technical, where they just kind of keep their big back, force you to the screen, and keep the big between the ball and the basket. And this game they iced, where they really don't even let you use the screen. But credit to our guys, they were able, like I said, to adjust to that, attack it, and continue attacking it. So we've got a group that's pretty high IQ in terms of recognizing how the defense is playing us, adjusting and doing what we need to do. There's times we can move the ball better. There's a lot of times we can rebound the ball better on the offensive end. That's one area where we really need to get better, because that's where we've been really good when we've won this year, is on the offensive glass. And, transition's another area where we can be better. So just got to keep getting better, but do like the way that our group kind of takes whatever's going on in the game and finds a way to diagnose it and exploit it as best they can.
And we've talked about him a lot this year. Sean Ely puts up 20 more points against Concord. Talk about him and kind of how he's kind of leading this team through this little stretch that you guys are having.
Yeah, he knows that every game plan, and we know that every game plan that the other team has is going to start around him. And he's done a good job at times of trusting his teammates, good job at times of taking what the defense gives him. And he knows, all Sean wants to do is win. And so he's going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to lead us. He's the most accountable guy. Every time out, after the game, all that. He knows that it starts with him. And when your senior point guard's talking like that, the rest of your team is going to continue to listen and kind of be accountable in their own right. So we're all in this together. It's not about Sean or any individual player. It's about all of us together. And right now, together, we're not getting the job done, but together we're going to get fixed.
And along this stretch as well, some of your young guys are taking advantage of their opportunities. Jovan Jovanovic has been a big shooter when he's gotten into the game. Trevor Beresford has taken advantage of his opportunities. Talk about some of these young guys and kind of the experience they're building.
Yeah, really proud of Jovan. Came in, was a little bit behind when he got here, just catching up and wasn't able to go full speed for the first few weeks and just continue to get used to how we play and the physicality and the speed. And so he's been able to get in the game. He does make shots. He's a guy that's going to continue to get an opportunity, and we're confident that when he's open and he shoots it, it's going to go in, and his teammates are too. He sees the floor well. It's just a matter of him getting those game reps and continue to adjust to the speed of the game, making plays at game speed, and one area I am proud of him. We've challenged him to be better on the glass, and he goes to glass every time. When he's in, he goes to glass every time. So it's just a work in progress with Jovan and all of our young guys continuing to sharpen up their strengths and shore up a couple areas where they got room for growth.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, obviously a big week for you guys. You got non-conference against Salem on Wednesday, then West Liberty comes here on Saturday. Talk about this week and kind of how you're approaching it as a whole.
Yeah, just one day at a time. I mean, it sounds so cliche, but it really is. We had a good practice Monday. We competed a lot. We'll have a good practice Tuesday evening, and we'll compete a lot there. And then we'll take our game plan onto the floor Tuesday night as we make our final preparations for Salem. And then we got to go execute it Wednesday night on the road. Salem's a talented team. They dominated us for a better part of that game at our place. We just happened to get hot at the right time. We made a lot of plays on both ends, on the glass, on the defensive end, and then we made shots down the stretch. I think we made 11 or 12 threes that game. So that game was kind of a microcosm of us at our worst and us at our best, and I think our guys understand that. So we gotta play more of our best, right, to say the least, starting Wednesday night at Salem. And then Saturday, It's the best rivalry in Division II, separated by just a few miles, and the players know each other, the coaches know each other. There's no secrets between either team. There's a lot of familiarity. It's a great game for the community. I know the McDonough Center is going to have a lot of energy that day for both games, and it'll be fun. That's why you come to Wheeling, is to play in big games, to play in rivalry games. And in Division II, in my opinion, in Division II men's basketball, there's no better rivalry than West Liberty Wheeling.
And looking at this Salem game first here on Wednesday, you mentioned the game here. Guys got it late. What do you learn from that game, or what's there some adjustments from that game that you're going to bring into this matchup?
Yeah, they're playing a little different than they were in that game. They're playing a little bit more zone. Their personnel isn't quite the same. They got some guys that are playing more minutes, some guys that are playing less minutes, some guys that aren't playing at all. So, each game kind of takes on its own system of preparation. But there are some things you can learn, things that they did well and try to exploit with you. You would assume that they would try to do the same thing, and they were probably assuming the same thing about us. But what we were really good in that game was, like I said, going to the glass, having that resilience when things didn't go well to just keep fighting, keep playing, stay together. And that, like I said, that game was a microcosm of what our team is at its worst and then again at its best. So we're looking forward to it. I know our guys can't wait to get out there and compete again and learn from what we've been through the past few games.
And finally, I know we talk about it all the time, focusing on one game at a time, but how do you keep your guys focused on this Salem game, knowing there's such a big game coming up with West Liberty?
Not worried about that. We're the way we've played, where we've been kind of in a rut. It has been one moment at a time, one day at a time, and the second half was not good on Saturday. Outside of the second half, I think from starting after the game Wednesday night, all day Thursday, all day Friday, most of the day Saturday, except for that little bit of time there in the second half when Concord just put us away, and then coming back Monday. Like, this group's been very reflective, very accountable, very together, very committed to getting this rut on the other side of us, getting back to playing Wheeling basketball, which starts on the defensive end, toughness on the glass, and making shots offensively and taking good shots offensively. So this group, that's just part of the season. And Coach Mazzulla was talking about the other day with the Celtics. There's a sick part of you as a competitor that looks forward to these moments, not losing, because losing's awful, but looks forward to the opportunity to take things as a challenge and figure out the best way to get through them together and get on the other side of it. And every team goes through it at some point in the season. We're going through it right now, but I know our guys aren't blinking. They're still committed to each other, committed to what we're doing, and we're all in the same boat trying to get it fixed.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.